so that our friends at home can watch. Well, hello,
Awesome.
everybody. Welcome to Tech That Matters in Your Business. I'm your regional tech trainer, Brooke Silva, and today I am joined by a most very special guest. Who are you, sir?
So my name is Chris Orsini. Thank you, by the way, Brooke. And I am one of Brooke's best friends.
Hmm?
Brooke is definitely one of my best friends. Major impact in my life. So, who am I? I've been a market center tech trainer for, kind of around 4 years. I was originally one in two market centers in Palm Beach and Boca Raton. I did that for 2 years, and then I was Cody Gibson's director of technology for the past year and a half. I'm also a Keller Williams University approved trainer, as well as a labs advisor, along with Brooke. And I've recently stepped away from Cody and his team to start my own business called Leverage Strong that provides virtual tech trainer leverage to market centers that have a gap.
And he's amazing. You will see him often in our region if you haven't already. He joins me a lot to do tech things.
Yeah.
Being a part of Labs Advisors with Chris has been such an amazing experience. Having someone in a different region to bounce ideas off of, to be like, is this a regional thing? Like, will this work anywhere or just New England? So we are making him very New England. But today
Yes.
we are going to, he is an all around cool dude. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
thank you, David.
I'm sorry we stole David from Florida, but I love him to death. So one of the things last week we talked about, guys, right, was two-factor authentication in Facebook and staying safe. Well, how many of you saw an email from Google last week that said as of November 2nd, you're going to have to turn on two-factor or it will be turned on automatically? Did anybody see that email? Put it in the chat. Chris Orsini. You know what that means? Did you see it? Who saw it? I'm looking. I'm looking. Yup. Tina, I know you saw it. Do you know why you saw it, Chris?
Because I didn't have it set up yet.
Because you didn't have it set up yet.
Mm-hmm.
So today what we're going to do, we're going to talk about why it's so important first.
Yeah.
And I'm actually super happy. I'm seeing this across the board in everything. Like I got a notification from CVS. I haven't used CVS in like 4 years for anything, but I got a notification that they're moving to two-factor. I'm seeing this everywhere. Are you seeing the same thing?
Yeah, everyone is moving to that. There's video games that I play that now will give you free and in-game items just if you go and set up your two-factor authentication for this game. It's getting so deep. Now, Brooke, have you ever shared with them, have I been pwned?
No.
Oh, can I share my screen? And I
Can
want
the
to show you.
notifications shut off and focused?
So I just want to I want to share something tangible for you guys. Like
Yeah.
this is not just statistic. This is real numbers. So I'm going to put in my email address, my personal email address that I use. And so what Have I Been Pwned does is they scour the dark web and get a repository of everything that's been leaked into the dark web. So anytime that there's been a breach, we hear about these data breaches all the time. Anytime that there's been a data breach, it's going to be documented here. And so what they'll do, what generally happens with these hacks, it's not somebody who's like super like smart going in there and like it's not like someone cracking a lock, right? Where they're like they're listening, they know what they're doing. What they do is they buy these lists off the dark web, and then they go and also buy the list of passwords. And so they'll cycle through. It's just a bot that will email and then just cycle through passwords until one of them works. Now, if your email has been leaked into it, they're going to try your email. If your password's also leaked, they're inevitably going to eventually get your password as well, because they just go through these lists and then they just kind of go through a sequence of characters. But now, if they do happen to get it right, then they're in your account. The only way to protect yourself now is to get two-factor authentication that sends you that email or text message or whatever you need to find out. So let's see if my personal email has been pwned. And we're going to search. Oh no, my
Oh no.
email has been found in 17 data breaches.
But look, it tells you where.
and where? Adobe. And look, who would have ever thought Adobe, a reputable
Right.
company like Adobe, would be found in a data breach? How about Canva? How many of you have used Canva since May of 2019?
No, they
Right?
should be in designs. We don't use Canva here.
But your email's in there. Dropbox, LinkedIn,
Right?
MyFitnessPal. I'm sure some of these are in your phone right now, right?
Zynga.
Now,
Wow,
let's
that's
take
an old one.
Yeah, right. So now I'm going to go into passwords. Now we can look up and see if passwords are in there. Now I'm going to type in the password that I used to use for all my accounts. How many of you have one password for everything?
No, I'm going to close my eyes while you do this part.
Yeah.
I can't look because it scares me, but I know the
All right.
truth.
Who wants to
Okay.
type it in the chat? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Don't
don't
that
type
one
your password in the
password.
chat. He's kidding.
All right. So I'm going to type in the password that I used to use. And I'm going to say, has it been pwned? Oh no, this password has been seen 181 times before.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Chris,
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I don't use that password anymore, just by the
Thank
way.
you.
And I was like, man, this is such a secure password. Nope.
Nope.
All right. So this is something real, tangible, and personal. Karina, I see you celebrating. Have you not been pwned?
I have not been pwned. I have not.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Did you spell your email correctly? You want to double check that?
Well, my email was, but my password that I just changed to was not.
Excellent.
Well, I didn't just change to it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But yeah, it was not. But yeah, my KW, I got to check my personal one now.
Yeah. Now, this is one of the reasons I'm a big advocate for tools like 1Password or LastPass, things like that that are going to help you password manage. Because I can't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. There's no way I'm going to remember all 26 digit or 26 character emails that are passwords that I create. So those are helpful. And also, if you do have, the more characters you add to a password, it increases how long it would take them to crack that password exponentially for every character, right? Because what they're doing is they're starting with, all right, they're going to go through that list of passwords that they can find here, right? This password is on this list. And then what they'll do is just search, they'll try AAAAA, AAAAB, AAAAC. And so it's just this bot that's sequencing that. So the more characters you add to that, it gets to like how it'll take like millions of years if it's like a 26 digit password for them to crack it. So that's the why. We're ready to get into the how.
Yeah. And did you guys notice at the top left real quick, there's a notify me. You can actually subscribe to their yep. And you enter your email and it will tell you when your data may have been shown up on a data breach somewhere. The other thing is if you do save your password somewhere, which many do, you probably ignore the warning. Right? You're probably ignoring when you see it in Google where the pop-up happens and it says this is part of a data breach. So, Chris, what I'd love to do, and I'm going to put it in the chat right now, is I want to, you shut off two-factor to do this, but what I want to show them is what does it look like? And this is the two-step verification enrollment. Now, I'm going to have you guys always go from a link just in case you do. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of malicious emails come out, that we're going to see a lot of people pretending to be Google. So when in doubt, go straight to the website itself and go through that. That's what I do if I think I'm, have a fake text from my bank or I got one today from Costco, right? Go right to the website. So I've put that in, and I'm going to put those two links to in the growth call after, but go ahead and click on that, Mr. Orsini, and see what it does.
The link that you dropped in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
What it's going to do is it's going to take him through a two-step verification. So if yours is on, it's going to say, congratulations, you're covered. Yep. If you see this, it means we have to get started. So what it's going to have you do is walk through setting up two-step verification. What is two-factor or two-step? It means you have to say, yes, this is me logging in. Yes, I give permission for this browser to log me in. So it could be an email that gets sent to a different account. The best thing to do is have it sent to your cell phone. Because why? You guys are always on your cell phones. like always. Like I've never met a realtor who didn't have a cell phone like indentation on the side of their head. Okay, everybody's got their cell phone on them. So we click get started.
And by the way, guys, there's a lot of different terms for this. It drives me crazy.
I know.
So Google calls it two-step verification. The general term is usually two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. So if you ever see TFA or MFA, that's what they're referring to is this. I got confused when this first started becoming a thing. So I'm logging in, not going to show my password.
Thank you.
I'm going to click next. And now I'm going to get my phone.
Because what's going to happen is he's set up devices. So if you don't see your device in here, you can do show more options. But because he's put it in somewhere, it's going to show up. The other thing that's super important to note, guys, is that if you ever have to reset your KW email, but your KW email reset email is your KW email, you're not going to get it. So today, when you get off the call, go to your My KW, go to your White Pages profile, go all the way to the bottom and make sure your password reset email is different than your email.
So we're going to click continue now. And I'm going to put my phone number in there. I don't want to get a phone call because I'm a millennial, so I'm going to opt for a text message. And
Truth.
click send.
That is so true.
And I'm going to wait for this email to come through, or text message to come through, rather. I have do not disturb on. So, and 3, 4, 6, 3.
And these numbers die off, right? They're only good for a certain amount of time. I think 15 minutes max. So if you forget what you're doing and you go back to it later, the code that you got 2 hours ago is probably not going to work, and it's going to request that you do it again.
Yep. Turn on two-step verification. Turn on. And there we go. We're all
and now on. You're safe. Chris, while we're on this screen, let's see on this screen or if it's on your other one, sometimes it shows you where you're logged into other places. Now we looked at this on Facebook the other day. So you're not on a million places like I am, but see,
not with this account.
Nope. So there you go. So he's good and safe here. Now, if you were logged into multiple devices, you would have a series of it would show you computer, cell device. It tells you exactly what it is, and you can revoke and take away access. So if somebody's on a computer where you're logged in somewhere, see where it says revoke all, you can pull away the ability for someone to log in on that machine. And that's going by IP address normally, which is your calling card. It's the phone number to your computer. It's a signal that your computer sends out to verify that it's allowed to be on the internet. It's why sometimes when you put your phone numbers in with periods in your marketing profile, when people click on that, they get a dead site because it thinks it's an IP address. So that's why we always put dashes. All right.
So if you guys don't have the link that Brooke put in here, maybe you just didn't click on it, you left. You can find this pretty easily just by clicking on your face anywhere in Google or, in your Chrome browser up here or here. So just go to any Google product, google.com, whatever, click on your face and just go to manage your Google account and then go into security. And you're going to be able to get into.
Oh, here's where it was. Look at that, devices. You can see where you're signed in right there. So if you were never on a Windows machine and you were going to be like, I was never on a Windows machine.
Yeah, I actually wasn't on a Windows machine.
Are you sure? When you were in?
Oh, yep. That's Port Charlotte. Okay. I was helping someone in Port Charlotte. Now
exactly.
I remember.
But see, these are the things, like you're in a conference room. Like you wouldn't on a home device, right? You're on an iPad somewhere. So you just sign it out if you're like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. See, that's my old market center.
See, why are you there? Sign out, friend.
Yep. Sign out. Boom.
Boom. Now he's signed out. There are scams for PayPal out there. Absolutely.
There's a lot of scams out there right now. I mean, I win a Yeti cooler like every day now somehow. Um, if you have not prompted the text message or the email, ignore it.
Mm-hmm. And hover.
Mhm.
Before you click on anything, hover over the links, because let me tell you, Facebook is never going to send you a notification that your account has been removed, and yet you're all over the place on it and can do things. So if you see links hidden behind it when you hover your mouse over it, you're going to know that it may be malicious.
Yeah, so let me point that out. So here you see I'm hovering over what's this. If you look down in this corner of my screen, you'll see the URL pop up. So it's telling me exactly where that link is taking me.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these, if it thinks, if it looks like Facebook and you mouse over it and it says, something weird .facebook.this.com, like they'll usually try and sneak the word in there just to make it look authentic. But if it looks funny, it's probably funny.
It is. And I think I get them in my Gmail, my personal Gmail more, but like Costco seems to be the number one being hit right now hard.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
I
getting
received
Costco
it,
like crazy.
right? You've received a Costco reward. I've never shopped at Costco and I got excited for a minute this morning. Like there's none near me, right? Like then
Yep.
like, there's all these things in my inbox I'm looking at. I'm like, I'm not an investor in precious metals. I don't want to know what my dividend is. I've never done some of these things. And usually, if it's too good to be true, it is. And I've always said to you guys, if you're unsure of a text message or an email, screenshot the text message and send it to me, or forward me the email, and I will go through the links and see if they're malicious or not. But just to know, if you ever do click on something and put your password in, go to a fresh version of that site and reset your password.
Yep. Now I'm going to share. I've got one of those emails, so I'm going to pull it up right now and share it with you. This is in my personal email. So Dick's Sporting Goods, I've been getting a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
And look, this is like multiple times a day. They do not let up on this. So I'm going to click on this email. And first off,
Oof.
this looks absolutely scammy, but so it's saying it's coming from Dick's Sporting Goods, but I do not see Dick's Sporting Goods anywhere in this email address. That is the first red flag. Or well, the first red flag is how disgusting this email looks. Second is the email address. The third now is if I mouse over this link, if we look at the bottom left of my screen down there, do we see Dick's, Yeti,
Nope.
anything in there? Nope.
Nope. I don't recognize anything that's .in. I've never. So this is, and there's no unsubscribe.
Yep. No unsubscribe. Yep.
Legally, we have to put unsubscribe, right?
So I'm going to report spam and.
Yep. And that's what I keep doing. I keep getting so much junk. And this is what two-factor 2 is going to help us so much with that. If you do make a mistake and you clicked on something, and then as you get there, you're like, oh, I messed up. Oh, right. Like, oh, I messed up. I keep getting emails with someone who keeps calling me Brandon. I've received them since my first day here at KW. I would like these to stop. I don't know how to make them stop. I put them in spam. They use a different email. It's fantastic. Now it's just a game and I play with them. But my biggest fear is that we're going to click on something and then they're going to get your info. So I'm thrilled that Google and all these manufacturers and all these people are taking steps to keep your data as private as possible. So if you do not make the change yourself, you are going to be forced into the change on November 2nd. So here's what that looks like. You're going to go to log into your account and you can't until you put two-factor on. That means you can't get to your email, and that means you can't get to your calendars across any Gmail, any on the planet.
Yep. And keep in mind too, how many things do we use to log in, or how many things do we log in using login with Google or log in with Facebook, right? So if you don't have two-factor authentication, you're not just jeopardizing your Facebook account, your Facebook business page, your Facebook groups, your email, you're jeopardizing every other account that you have set up with those logins.
Right. Let's stay safe. Let's keep our our information clean. So we'll make sure you get this. We're going to put it in the group after this, but click that link where it says myaccount.google.com and let's everybody who's on a computer right now make sure they have two-factor on. Let's give you guys just a minute. Whoop, there comes Joe back flying in. That was awesome. So let's everybody just take a second. Now, if you're logged into your browser a certain way, you may have to toggle between your accounts too. So like I log in with my KW and my stuff is saved in that KW profile. So if you have multiple accounts, I think I have like 12 emails, but then you have to go through each one. It doesn't do it for all. The other thing I'm going to pop up is, let me get the My KW link because I want to make sure you guys have your profile up to date. Let me see if this will push you. This will. So you can get there through My KW and going to technology and KW email, but this link should push you right to your KW email to make sure that your recovery email is not the same as your KW email, because the amount of tickets I get from people who can't reset their password and they never get the password reset email, it's because if you email Salty at KW, but I'm locked out of Salty at KW, I can't get it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to make sure that it's a personal email you have access to so that you can get the password reset link sent to you there. And you can also update your password here. A lot of people don't know that. Even if you don't remember what your password is, you can still go in here and create a new password.
Yep.
Tricky.
And you can also get aliases, which are fun.
I do love those aliases.
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 I just had this conversation like last week, and I don't remember who it was with, but we went back and forth on aliases or alii.
I feel like I was on with this.
It's aliases. I have a feeling you were there too.
I do have a feeling.
It sounds like a conversation we would have.
Oh, I'm going to go with the professor.
Alium?
That's
Google
the plural,
said aliases.
Oh, I'm not going
to.
Google did not have that right then. All right. So who turned their two-factor on? Is everybody turned on that needs it? Awesome sauce. The other thing is, who checked to see if their email got pwned? Was it scary? Good. These are all such small, wonderful things we can do to make sure that we stay safe across the board. Now, while it's a pain in the butt, how many of you have ever been hacked? It is what takes more time, putting in a code or spending months sometimes recovering data or information or money loss. This is just going to be a part of our new life where we have to verify who we are, and I am grateful for it. I worked in big tech when the Cambridge Analytical scandal happened, and although there was that huge breach of data. All right, David said, do you suggest that we should also change all the passwords or setting up the two? Well, sir, every site should not have the same password. I'm going to tell you that. Like let me tell you, if I can get into one place, I can get into anywhere. It's scary. What I suggest, and the thing I love the most, is I use a password manager that I can put a crazy password that I never have to worry about. And what happens is I put that password manager on my phone, and then I also put it on my computer as an app, and it tells me if something's been breached. Yes. So LastPass is, and here's why I prefer that one over many, is that they are SOC certified. And while that's a lot of nerd jargon, basically they're allowed to be used at healthcare facilities and education where some are not. So they have layers and layers of encryption that happen, and it promises that they're not going to get to the data. In the 10 years I've been using them, it has been a godsend. I have my family set up on one too. Like I never have to give out the Hulu password, and nobody has to ask me what the Hulu password again is, because we have a family LastPass account. But if my father changes my Hulu password again, he's cut off. cut off
Yeah,
from stealing my Hulu.
Yeah. LastPass is what Cody Gibson and United Home Group use. So
Yep. It is a fantastic tool. The other great thing about them is if you reach out to them, they're going to tell you which product will fit your business right now and growth. Yeah, Christina, we're not talking about that, but you all do it. Y'all do it.
hmm
I loved also the spreadsheets.
Yeah, I was just gonna
The
say I have a
public
spreadsheet
sheet.
somewhere with a bunch of passwords on it that
Ooh,
I'm
don't do that. Don't do that. So if you want to feel safer about your passwords and never have to worry about remembering them, but have them in a safe place, you just set up a master password on LastPass. The other thing is, it's great if you do your first hire, your first admin, right? How many of you want use a virtual assistant or want to hire someone? The thought of giving out passwords sometimes, it gives me agina. I got the stomach acid over it. So with LastPass, you assign them a seat and it will autofill for them, but never show them the things. So they could go to command and log in. They could go to your .loop DocuSign. They could go here, there, and everywhere and never see your username and passwords. Then you can also rescind access by site or by group. There's so many things you can do. You can set up user trees. Kelly, I am ignoring that comment I saw because it's like this is all the tricks and I'm giving you guys treats. You're giving me heartburn today.
Yeah.
All right, Chris and I have talked a lot. Questions from the group about Google and two-factor and what happens when you lose that notebook.
Yep.
Or it gets into my hands. I'm going to snake it out of your bag on my way.
Yeah. What happens when Hurricane
Ian
comes through and floods your home and that password book just got obliterated?
You cry.
I never thought about that.
Yeah. Right? And LastPass and any of these password managers are cloud-based. So your phone drops on a disk drive. I like that. A disk drive. A zip or a jazz, like one of those.
Floppy disk.
Yeah. So they Seth, you don't need an alias. So I was given an alias because everybody emails Bruce Silva instead of me. So it was easier to create some aliases. You may also have a difficult name to spell, like Tommy's, maybe. Or if it's long and it's hard to type out and you don't want people to misspell it, sometimes adding an alias is an easier way. It's also great for if you have events going on and you want to filter them to specific folders. Yeah, you could get your tattoo. You could get a password tattoo. Can't wait to see it at 85 years old. It's probably going to look like a completely different word. What if my email has been...
I originally got OrsiniChris at KW.com, and then some people were trying to email Chris Orsini at KW.com, and it wasn't going through, so I just got the alias.
Exactly. So Kelly asked, what if the email has been pwned in the sites I'm not familiar with, Chris? What do you suggest she do?
What if the email has been pwned and the site is not something she's familiar with? So there's a couple reasons this could happen. It could be that the business was bought out, right? And so now it was one business and now they changed the name. It could just be that this site had shared data with another business. Because there's if you guys read the terms and conditions, a lot of the things that you sign up for, you're also allowing them to sell your information or share your information. I'm going to tell you one thing, .loop is one of them. Right now, if you're using .loop, you've agreed to share all of your historical transaction data with Zillow.
Yep.
Unless you've reached out to them and asked them not to. You have to do that in writing. So those are some of the reasons. What I would do is just go to the site, try and log in. You probably won't know the login, so do the forgot my password thing. Log in and either shut the account down or change the password.
Mary, you're killing me. You're killing me. Oh, it has a password. It has a cap, so she's good. And then real quick, this is why last week we talked about stop doing those quizzes on what kind of potato you are on Facebook or the 50 questions about me. We all know I'm a salty, sweet potato. But those quizzes, when you click, yes, I need to know what type of potato I am, you're giving the owner of that app access to all your personal data, your posts, and what you do. I can probably figure out most people's security answers based on the things that they put. What street did you grow up on, Chris? What was the name of your most favorite dog? What's your best childhood memory? Right? All these things are
Where'd
meant.
you go on your first vacation?
Right? Put a star next to everywhere you've traveled to, right? Like,
Yep.
exactly. Who there all these things. The street you grew up on is usually most people's password, or their first dog that they or pet that they just will never forget. Their grandmother's name. There are mother's maiden name. If it's a security question somewhere in your life, it should not be in your password.
Yep.
Because people like nerds can go in and use programs to figure this out based on the personal data that y'all share every single day. Yes, have you ever been to jail? Right? That is one of them. But stop doing those quizzes, whether you have to select or actually, if it's usually like, hold your thumb, copy and paste so I can see your answers. No, 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 no. How many kids do you have? Have you had more than one marriage? You know, like, have you ever been skydiving? There are so many of these small quizzes, and while they're fun, I can tell you what type of potato you would be by meeting you. You don't have, if you need to know this when we do our needs analysis, like when we sit down, you just let me know and I'll help you through that.
Can I show you guys one thing? So it's not like this is kind of turning into a LastPass sales pitch, but I don't want that to be it. But something I love about LastPass is that something you can do with it is cool. I gotta get that sorted out. I switched accounts, but you can, if I'm creating an account with someone, there's a button that I can click on LastPass that says generate a password.
Yes.
I can choose how many characters. I would always say 24 or more, 24 to 26 characters. You're going to be future proofed. Then you can choose if you want special characters, and the answer is always yes. You want to make that as, and it's just an ambiguous, random stream of characters, and that's the best password you can possibly come up with.
Yeah.
Andrea, I saw your physical hand up. Was that a question? No? Okay.
Oh. Pass phrases. Use a full sentence. And if you're worried about typing them out, that's when using something like LastPass makes such a difference, because it doesn't matter where you are. It's across the board, right? It's going to put it in for you on your phone. It's going to put it in your computer, everywhere. Everywhere. Guys, questions. We have 2 minutes left. I know we went over a ton.
Yep. And we geeked out pretty hard. I know.
Yeah. This is like my passion project. Everywhere.
Yeah, I used to co-host a podcast with a guy in information security. So he helped me put on tinfoil hats every so often.
We don't have to get that extreme. No questions, guys. Karina, I'm really sad you're not wearing your Pokeball hat. If you need help, reach out to me. Reach out to any of us, your market center tech trainers, and let us know where you need help. Turn on that 2-factor. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Turn on that 2-factor. Make your accounts very secure. She's my best friend on Pokemon Go. If you play Pokemon Go or your kids, she will always send you gifts, just so you know.
I need to get back on that.
It's awesome. All right, friends, have a safe and happy trick-or-treating. Use the growth call initiatives. Invite a friend next time you're around. And Chris Orsini, thank you, friend.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Happy Halloween, guys. Bye.
Bye.